Hello, I'm back with another amazing biography. Okay, now continuing. This one just happened to me about a few days ago. I woke up and on Tatooine. I had no idea what I was doing. And then I went to this pod race, and I saw Anakin Skywalker losing to Sebulba. I went up to Anakin and I told him, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" And he was like, "Sebulba hit me." And I was like, "Dude, you gotta be tougher than that." And he was like, "Okay, I'll take that advice." Next day, 2 Jedi came. They were acting like farmers. I can just tell they were Jedi. And one of them was named Qui-Gon. And then there was a person named Padme, then Jar Jar, then the little droid R2-D2. And I ran into them. They were kind of cool. And the next pod race, Anakin entered in. He won. He got free. He took off from Tatooine. I snuck on the ship. They got to Coruscant. I followed them around. Turns out Naboo was invaded by droids. So then I approached them, and they're like, "Hey, how did you get here?" I snuck aboard the ship. Ah! And I did something to Padme I'm not proud of.
Explain.
I'm rather not.
That inappropriate, are we?
Yes.
Ooh la la.
And then I went to Anakin's room, and I found him watching a movie called Stripes.
Uh-oh.
And was looking at it's an army one. It's an army one. And he was watching it, and as I walked in, there was this captain with a little scope. He was looking into the women's shower, and I found Anakin masturbating. Not the best thing. And so then I continued. Then like about 10 years later, after Naboo had been saved, Qui-Gon died by Darth Maul. Just so you know, I killed Darth Maul. We're all clear on that. And then, oh wow, there's so much to tell. In my second adventure with the Jedi, now Padme is being assassinated, and I had to help with Anakin, who was masturbating earlier. I had to help him. Wow, I can't believe I did that. But I had to help him save her. I did pretty well. I think so. I don't know if she's dead right now or not. I don't know if I failed. But, oh yeah, she is dead. I'll just get to that later. So, Anakin fell in love with her. Padme fell in love with him. They kissed and made out. All that. It was like it was just yesterday. Okay, maybe it was yesterday. Continuing. When I saw Anakin in there with her, I was like, oh my gosh, they're warring for each other. But then I realized, oh wait a second, it's forbidden. And I ran in there and I kind of punched Anakin, and he was like, "Hey, what the heck are you doing?" And I grabbed him in the face and I threw him in the fire pit. Didn't work well. He came up while he was on fire, lost all of his hair, also lost some of his arm. I thought that was kind of funny. Punched me in the face and I was knocked out. Next thing I know, I wake up, I'm on Geonosis. And I see this droid factory, and I'm like in the middle of it. And I'm just laying there. And I'm looking around, and I see these droids, and they were approaching me, and I was like, ah! And then I saw this bounty hunter looking at Anakin, and I was like, oh, freeze, oh. I should have told him that Anakin would masturbate, but you know, Jango found that out himself. Because Jango went into Anakin's little privacy room, found him. Anakin's always had a problem with that. I don't know what's wrong with him. So continuing. At the battle, I grabbed a lightsaber. I kind of killed Jango Fett. It was fun. I sliced his head off. I forgot about his little boy and how I just abandoned him. So I continued on. Then after a little while, I was fighting in space with Anakin. And what we did was amazing. He saved my life again. But then I looked over at his ship and he was masturbating again. And then I screamed into the call, I'm like, oh, what the hell are you doing? And he was like, private problems. And I was like, okay, that's good to know. And then I realized the shield generator was up. And I was looking at Anakin. Anakin, the shield is still up. Oh, I forgot about that. He flew his ship around. He shot the engines. And when I realized that he didn't get out, like, once his ship got in there, so he can kill droids, I looked at, after I jumped out, I looked at his cockpit, and I saw it was all covered with white. It kind of creeped me out, and I knew exactly what it was. I'm not saying it for the little younger kids.
But the people who have a nasty mind understand exactly what that is.
Yeah. Like this kind of question. Remember when we turned that blackboard white? It was fun.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So continuing.
Yeah.
I killed Grievous. Of course, I also killed Dooku. I was just going on a wild killing spree. And when Anakin turned to the dark side, he cut my arm.
Where?
I'd rather not show you. It's a certain kind of arm.
No.
People with a sick mind would get that too. If you don't get that, you have no such thing as a sick mind. Anakin caught on fire again after he was masturbating near lava. Turned to Darth Vader. And then in the fourth adventure, boy, wow, he got to meet with his kids. Oh yeah, and by the way, in the third adventure, his wife died. Continuing, he almost killed his daughter. Lost his first battle station, which I kind of laughed at, and I'm like, ha 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 ha. When then I saw in his ship after he was chasing Luke Skywalker, why he missed, I looked inside his cockpit, he was masturbating again. He's always doing that. And then in the fifth adventure, while I was on Hoth with Luke Skywalker, I told Luke that his father was masturbating. I was like, oh, no chiz, I've been masturbating for my whole life. And I'm like, oh, it must be a family kind of freak kind of thing. And so the Imperials attacked us, and then I looked at Vader because he was back there again. And when he was walking into the Hoth station, he was going while looking up this magazine. And I was like, oh God, Vader, what's wrong with you? And I ran out of that station. On Dagobah, when I got to fight him again, he was on the ground going. I don't know why he kept doing that. And so then I sliced his head off, and it turns out that was me. And I'm like, I do not masturbate. Ah! And so Vader cut Luke's hand off. In the sixth adventure, Yoda dies. One of my best friends from high school. He was a good buster. Luke Skywalker gets to his destiny. Vader dies masturbating.
Of course.
Yeah. Kind of squirted. And how the Emperor died, he was going, and then it all squirted and it hit the Emperor, and the Emperor flew off. Luke laughed. Vader died, and Luke burned his body in Endor. That's about the whole story. So yeah, that's about it, folks. Hope you like this 9-minute presentation.